Do you want to learn the number one law of branding that's going to make your business wildly successful? Great. Today I'm going to teach you what that is. I'm Maverick, the marketing consultant. H&R Block was on the verge of bankruptcy. H&R Block couldn't pay their bills. H&R Block couldn't pay their food, couldn't pay their rent, and was on the verge of going out of business. So what was the number one law of branding they used in the interest of going this company on the verge of total and utter failure to the H&R Block we see on almost every street corner right here in our beautiful country, the good old red, white, and blue America? Today I'm going to teach you exactly what that law of branding is. Hi, I'm Maverick. I've been a marketing consultant for many companies in the Fortune 500 for about the last decade or so. I'd like to teach you everything I know with absolutely no sales pitches. I love this story. I get so excited talking about this story. So a long, long time ago in a place far, far away, there were two brothers, Richard and Henry Block. Rather, Henry and Richard Block, H&R Block. Now, believe it or not, their last name was actually B-L-O-C-H, Bloch. But for the sake of simplicity, they changed the company name to Block, B-L-O-C-K. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about was when they got back from World War II, they started a company, ambitious, smart guys. Why not, right? They called it H&R Block. And they offered legal services, accounting services, marketing services, a little bit of everything to local businesses in the interest of making their lives a little bit easier. The problem was, they weren't getting customers. The problem was they were on the verge of complete bankruptcy and obscurity and failure, horrible things. These were World War II fighter pilots. I apologize. That's a client. I can get back to him in a minute. They were on the verge of bankruptcy, right? They came back from combat, World War II, great fighter pilots, shot down Nazis, and now they were faced with utter failure. So what did they do? Okay, so funny story. Their landlord came to them one day and said, guys, you haven't paid the rent lately, but here's what I'd like to do. I want to drive more foot traffic to my building. And what I'd like to do, in the interest of doing that, is have you guys put up a sign in the lobby that you offer tax return services. In other words, people will come more into my building and give all of my patrons more business because they see somebody here does tax return services. And they said, yeah, but we also do this, we also do that. He said, I don't care. I want the sign to say tax return services and the price. They didn't want to do it. They had to do it. They owed their landlord, and so they did it. What was the result? Their company blew up. Their company got more customers than they could handle. Foot traffic, appointments, tax return customers out the wazoo. It was incredible. They were an overnight success because of the fact they said, we do one thing and one thing alone. Let me ask you a question. Let's do a test, a little experiment. You have to have your appendix taken out, a laparoscopic appendectomy, right? And you have to choose between a few surgeons. Two surgeons, as a matter of fact. One surgeon does a little bit of everything. Heart surgery, liver surgery, a little bit of everything, right? And removes appendixes. The other surgeon just does laparoscopic appendectomies day in and day out. That's all he or her studies, that's all they do, that's all they think about, that's all they dream about, is laparoscopic appendectomy. Which surgeon do you want taking out your appendix? I think the answer is clear for you and for your business. The point is this. The number one law of branding is the power of your brand is inversely proportionate to its scope. I got that directly from Al Rice and his 22 immutable laws of branding. Need to read that book, need to memorize that book. Absolutely beautiful. It's going to help you immensely. But the point is his number one law is the power of your brand is inversely proportionate to its scope. His number two law is the narrower your brand, the more powerful it will be. So essentially he's saying the same thing in two laws. There is nothing worse than when we have a law firm and they come to us and they say, I bash law firms a lot lately. I'm sorry if you're an attorney, but they come to us and say, we do criminal law, we do DUIs, we do business law, we do this for car dealerships, we do divorce, we do all these things, and we want to put that in the ad. No, No, here's what we'll do instead. We'll run an ad, a landing page, a form page, an appointment page, and even a strategic segment of their website just for divorce, just for family law, right? We'll do, if we have a landscaping company and they're also offering pool installation, we will break their website in half, 2 ships, one for pool installation, one landscaping contractor. Nobody wants to hire, not many, a landscaping contractor to do their pool installation. They figure as though they're just going to sub the work out, or they don't know what the hell they're doing because they do landscaping for a living. Or if you're a pool installation company and you do landscaping, while that's more logical, again, they're going to subcontract it out, so on and so forth. So what you want to do is narrow your brand as much as possible. I love Procter & Gamble. This company, they just give me the tiggly wigglies in my stomach, and here's why. Every product they release has its own individual brand. Did you think Gillette was a company in and of itself? What about Tide? What about Oil of Olay? These are all Procter & Gamble brands, and they're so powerful because when you think of Tide, you don't think of Procter & Gamble. You think of this one brand, whether you like it or not. The point is, a brand is one singular thing, a complete, singular, fixed mindset in the interest of solving one problem and one problem alone. And if you need a case study on that, just look at H&R Block, good old Henry and Richard Block. So I'm Maverick, the marketing consultant, your marketing consultant. I have no problem with you guys doing a lot of stuff on your website, nothing wrong with that. But when you're advertising, when you're sending out direct mail, when you're sending out Facebook ads, when you're doing YouTube, billboards, anything like that, talk to one specific person with one specific problem, and they'll see you as the one specific solution. So I'm Maverick, the marketing consultant, your marketing consultant. Hope you enjoyed this video today, and I'll see you back here next week. Take care. Bye-bye.